everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Honey and we are on the island of Aurelia, my mush core island. It's actually all finished now, so all you're gonna get from this island is speed builds. I'm just finishing up a couple details for the dream address, and those are custom designs. I was asked to do some round custom designs and I needed some here, so that seemed like a good opportunity to do it. The first is going to be this lace little round doily. It's going to be 1 square. Now you can go ahead and copy this one if you'd like. I'm starting it off in a red so that you could see the design. I will change the color of it after a little bit. And basically I'm just using the symmetry tool to create like a lace kind of pattern. You can go ahead and gauge this any way you want, really. The lace can be any way that you want it to be. It doesn't have to be a particular way. Everything is going to look good. So then I'm turning it green because I really wanted it to be this nice, pretty pale spring green. And then I'm taking a darker green and I'm just making shadows on the right and bottom of the holes that are in the lace to make it look a little more realistic and lacy. A lot of people use many colors in order to get this kind of dimension. I really only pick 2 colors and roll with that because I honestly don't think that for me, I don't feel like it makes it look any more realistic when you use foreshadowing colors as when you use 1. And I like to keep things simple. So if you want to know, this next one is going to be a flower rug. I'm using one very similar on my island already by another creator, but it's not in the right color scheme that I need for my island. So I'm going to go ahead and just make my own. Now, in order to get this exact, if you want, the tops, I'm leaving off on square 16. That's where my edges are meeting of the inner circle. And on the sides, it's meeting at square 14 from the center, 14 squares from the center. And then you just make sure that your petals are kind of lining up. You can shape them however you want. I'm doing 1.5 petals, so that means the diagonal one is going to be on 1 square and it's not going to continue on to the other side, but the top ones and the bottom ones are going to be halves. So this one I wanted to put like a little heart pattern. It's kind of a quilty type flower, so it's like a patchwork quilt almost, but a flower. And I really loved that theme with this blanket, so I'm going to keep it just like that. So again, I started my inner circle 16 on top and 14 on the side. And then I just placed where my stitches are going to be because that lets me know where my petals are going to connect. So that's where I want them to end, basically. And then I just kind of draw around it and make like what looks like a flower petal to me. So the top one is green and the bottom one is also going to be green. I'm using the opposing sides of the rug and doing the same color and carrying it diagonally across. And then on this one, I wanted to do a daisy. This island is mush core. There's a lot of mush going on this island. A lot of my codes are mush themed. But for this, I thought maybe daisy would be cute because it is already a flower blanket. So maybe using daisies to accent would be a good idea. And then we're going to do the bottom, work on the bottoms now, which is going to be the bottom right first. And again, on the side, it's 14. On the bottom, it's at 16. And then we're just going to texturize that center right there. And then we're going to start on the petals. So on these bottom petals, they are halves because just like the tops, they're just going to be half. And they're going to connect to each other on the other side. So on the right, 1/2 on the right and 1/2 on the left. And then on the right, It's actually going to be a pink petal, but we're starting it out with white because I wanted to make it like a pattern, like maybe a gingham pattern. I don't know. I play around with it for a little bit and before I actually go into what I'm trying to do. So we're just going to create the shadow layer right here, or the little shadow, bottom shadow right here, um, just to see how that is before I texturize the entire thing. And then I'm going to end up changing everything. There you go. So I turned it all white again because I wanted to take that pink back and I wanted to texturize it and make that gingham pattern in pink. I want to make sure that I'm using the darker colors in the shadows so that it looks like it's shaded, and then the lighter one in the um, bigger part of it. And then I'm going to go ahead and do that dark center square. The dark center square is going to be even darker in the shadow area, which is why I used that white instead of making it all pink, because I didn't have enough colors in my palette. And then we are going to work on the last square. And again, it's 14 on the side, 16 on the bottom is where our petals are meeting up. You just have to make sure that that is very, very consistent in order to make your circles line up. Just make sure you're meeting on the correct side. Everything you do in between there almost doesn't even matter unless you want a very, very symmetrical blanket, which I will probably do a very symmetrical blanket coming up soon for my no Nintendo Online island, so keep an eye out for that. But I also have a quilt and tassels coming, and I'm working on that street pattern because the street is going to take everything out of me mentally, probably for the next month. It is going to be a longer video, so if you are interested in learning how to make the column crossing type street for your island, then make sure you tune in for that one. It is not going to be short. And there you go. We are done. Hopefully you guys liked them. I'm pretty happy with them. I love the way they look on my islands. I hope you guys are having an amazing day wherever you are. I hope these tutorials are helpful to you. I know you guys could be doing anything and you're spending your time here with me. I appreciate you so much for that. If you have any questions or requests, be sure to leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!